Chen out of Austin, Texas. Out of an audience of more than 250,000 agents nationwide, Albert has been selected to represent Broker Agent Advisor as this month's Broker Agent of the Month, representing the state of Texas. And Albert, it's a treat. I'm proud to be here. I'm looking forward to the video. Congratulations on the recognition, and thank you for joining me.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here. I really appreciate the recognition and honored to be selected.
Well, you've earned it, my friend. And my hope is for people that get a chance to see this video to just kind of get a sense, a little bit about who you are and maybe a little bit about why you were selected. And I thought we'd just explore a couple questions together.
Sounds great.
I want to start, why real estate? You could be doing all kinds of things. In fact, you've done a lot. You've got a decorated past. Why are you a realtor?
Well, I have been the real estate investor for almost 2 decades, long before I became a realtor. And I've done sales. I have a legal background. I'm a non-practicing lawyer. So certainly feel like I know a lot about real estate even before I became a realtor. And I really have a passion about real estate because I think it's an area where, quite frankly, there's a lot of professionals out there, but the consumers are a little bit underserved because most realtors, they pretty much view their job as almost like an Uber driver. You know, they open the door, they show the property, they run the numbers, allow the consumer to analyze the data. And so it's almost like you going to a lawyer and asking them to present you with a case law so you can study and formulate your strategy, or go to a doctor, ask them to provide all the tests and you figure out the diagnosis, which is not really the way to do. And I really feel like the real estate is done right. All these other company that is trying to really make it more like real estate, like an e-commerce, the Zillow of the world, which is obviously they're rolling back on their programs in terms of buying and going into that side of the business. It's really proven that it's still a people business. And that's why I want to bring it back to the people business. And that's why I went into real estate. Well,
the industry's lucky to have you. I'm curious, like you said, you've got kind of an intellectual background and you bring that intellectual capacity, yet your desire to want to interact and serve people. Mm-hmm. It's a good recipe for success in this business. But what do you find most rewarding about it? What fuels you and what has you thinking that this could be what you spend the rest of your life potentially doing?
It's really the people, Brian. I feel like at the end of the day, it's a people business and it's really rewarding. After I close the transactions, I have clients that want to come back and do more business with me or trust me enough to refer me to their friends and family. I work a lot with investors. I was lucky that I have half a dozen investors that bought more than 2 property with me just this year alone. And that says volume. And, because it's one thing when you're buying a primary home, and I know some people knock investors because in this market, there are a lot of investors, but by the same token, it's nerve-wracking when people are thinking that, well, I'm writing a check with a 20% down on a $400,000 purchase, it's $80,000, and I'm spending, literally hundreds of thousands of dollars with this guy we have never met in a different state, to trust him to run this business for us. And that is really, really rewarding when you can build up that level of trust and customer become friends.
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually, I was curious as to how your clients would talk about you. So I went online and I did a little snooping and I found a testimonial and I want to share it. I think it's good in this type of a format, where you're being recognized to listen to how one of your clients would describe that experience that you created for them. It's relatively short, but I think it says a lot. It's an extremely high bar for me to give a 5-star review to a business or person. Albert exceeded 5 stars. His expertise, diligence, energy, and connections surpassed my expectations, and he delivered multiple offers above asking, quite a bit above asking. Albert was also a complete delight to work with. I can't tell you how much I appreciate his help. That's it, right? This is what we aspire to be for our clients. And I talk to agents every day and they all say they want to be that person. But when you start seeing these reviews come back, it's a validation that you're actually delivering on those expectations. And you've got a lot of those, and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You talked about how there's a ton of investors in Austin. Everybody knows Austin's a pretty popular place right now, and certainly a good place to be in this business. In your opinion, what makes Austin such a great place to live, work, and play?
Well, it's funny, Brian, that I moved to Austin long before the hype began, right? I've been here for about 15 years. I'm a California transplant. There are a lot of us here, but
Sure.
I like to say that I moved here before it became hip to move here from California, right?
You were
So,
cool before it was cool.
yeah, I mean, the reason why I pick Austin is that, I think is one is it's just a great town. I mean, you have body of water, you have university. It's got a small town feel, but you have big cities accessibility, right? Amenities, shops. You're not living out of the boondocks, even though sometimes you feel like you are. If you want that lifestyle, you
Sure.
can. But then you drive 15 minutes. You hit a shopping center, strip mall, and outdoor plaza, whatever. And so I really love about that. I think the university life is really the bloodline of the city. I mean, UT football is big here. My daughter goes to UT, and it's a great school that produce a lot of talent. I mean, I think if you are looking at the #1 desired school, most Texans want to go to is UT. I mean, it's really, really big here, and then of course from a national standpoint is easy commute. I mean, when I was doing corporate sales, heading up a sales divisions for a small company, it's very easy for me to get to pretty much anywhere 48 states within a 3-hour flight in Austin. I mean, if you're on either coast, you're going to run into a little bit of challenge with a time zone difference, as well
Sure.
as obviously the 4-5 hour flight, right? So that's what I love about Austin. It's a great city, and if you're a fan of going down to Mexico or Caribbean, it's also a short flight away, so can't beat that.
Yeah, obviously a lot of people think that way. It's one of the fastest growing markets in the country right now.
Absolutely.
One last question. I'll kind of put you on the hot seat for a minute.
Sure.
I think a lot of people are seeking that silver bullet or the magic pill in this business. And the reality is this business is a lot harder than most people realize.
Yeah.
If you, based on your experience, if you were to offer one piece of advice to appear in this business, what would that one piece of advice be?
So I would say surround yourself with people that make you better. And I always feel like as a professional, even before real estate, my biggest strength is I am very well aware of my shortest coming, my biggest weakness. And I try to surround myself with people that could build me up. And there's a reason why I picked Thrive Real Estate or Realty, excuse me, and to be my brokerage is because I interview a few and I really feel like they're going to be there and essentially be a on-demand encyclopedia. So if I have a question, I can go to them and I can trust the answer they give me is going to be accurate. And which is, interesting because I feel like I certainly know a lot, but it's always surprising when I run into agents that's been doing this for 15, 20 years, and I know a heck of a lot more than they do. And my brokers still know a heck of a lot more than I do. So I think is just to be aware of what you don't know and make sure you have resources to help you with that.
Yeah, I love it. Like Albert, we've had a few conversations. You and I've got to know each other a little bit personally, and I've genuinely enjoyed that dialogue. I think that the industry's lucky to have you in the approach you take to serving your clients and the approach you take to continuous improvement. And it's a privilege to be here and spend a couple minutes recognizing you for your contributions to the industry. And I just want to tell you congratulations again. And I wish you nothing but huge success in the rest of your journey.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the recognition and appreciate your time, Brian, and appreciate you doing this. So
you're welcome.